I'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of
The United States of America.
and to the
to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Thank you. Open the floor to public comment. Anybody on Zoom or that's any hands up?
Chair, there is no public on Zoom.
Okay. And moving on.
Chair?
Yes. Oh, sorry. You,
Are we,
yeah, go ahead.
public comments about what?
If you want to speak to anything that's on the agenda.
I do.
Okay.
So I'm very interested in what's gonna be built at 27 Wilson Street. First off, I'm a little annoyed that the plans showed up 2.5 hours before this meeting, so I could not review them thoroughly before this meeting. But I have a lot of questions about this thing. Primarily,
We need your name and address at some point. Sorry.
Tom Gillis, 25 Wilson Street. Nolan and I share, it's a condo. It's a duplex, condex, whatever you want to call it. He has one side, I have the other. And so I just have a lot of concerns. I just want to know what's going to happen and that all the rules are followed.
If you want to wait, this will be a public hearing. So you can get your questions answered. We can't answer your questions at public comment. So if you want to hold on to your questions now and you can ask them when we open the public hearing and you can get
Is
answers.
that part of this meeting or was that a different meeting?
No, right time. Okay, the first order of business is, I'll entertain a motion to continue the Talbot Dam removal to, was it April?
Chair, point of order.
Yes,
You've already made a motion and approved it last month to continue it all the way until April.
okay,
This is just staying on the agenda so everyone has visibility. If anyone was here watching the agenda to speak tonight, they would know it's continued until April already.
okay, thank you. Okay, so then, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing on.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mike,
Aye.
Mary Jones,
Aye.
Mary McBride. Chair is aye. The public hearing is now open. You have a presentation you
Yes.
want to make?
Like the PDF or the photos of?
PDF, please.
Identify yourself. and-
My name is Christopher Russ. I am architect for the project. And here with me is Noel and his wife. Well, if you wanna, either of you wanna,
Damasus de Freitas, I'm the owner of 27 Wilson Street. My wife,
so they, how long has it been there?
since 2015.
Good. So the house that we're, I mean, it is sort of at the center of Wilson Street, if you, from either end. Go to the next slide. So this is a picture of the existing house, taken earlier in, or maybe middle part of last summer. The house currently has a vinyl siding on it, fairly new roof, and a little portico that's been rebuilt a few years ago, or
I think so.
and what we're looking to do, if you go to the next slide, is add a tandem garage to the side of the house. And that garage itself will be about 5 feet off of the house and then 15 feet of actual garage width. And then what that leaves us with is 5'2" to the property line. So once we're through historic, we do have zoning coming up next because we are exceeding the zoning setbacks for front and rear, our side and rear, and then lot coverage as well. the deck that's on the back is an existing deck that is currently there. And then the mudroom piece between the garage and the existing house is a new entry point for the house. Go to the next. So here are the renderings for the garage space. It is a scaled down version of what's there, which is, I think when they were originally built, they're probably considered simple Georgian style houses along the street. A lot of them are the same house or very similar, double 2-unit houses. So what we're doing is trying to bring it down in scale and make it fit within the house and property from the street. The garage door is going to be a carriage style garage door, and I do have some imagery or some products up here if we want to look at that as well further down. There is a small canopy over the garage that kind of protects the doors with a little roof, and then a small window above and some brackets on that garage piece that sticks out. The left elevation is just a couple small windows running along that fence line. And if we go to the next. The back is just an entry point with a door to it, and then to that would be the left side of that door is where the existing deck is. We're proposing to put a roof over the deck, but it'd still be just a covered deck. It's not an infill 4-season room. And then the right elevation is the elevation of 25, which is the same as our side, just the opposite side. And in the distance, we can see our deck, but there's actually a fence that runs along that and divides the two property lines. Next slide are some 3D imagery of what the view from coming up Wilson Street towards, sorry, not familiar with the name of the street, but towards the mill side. Has a fence there. These are representative of what is actually on site. So as you drive by, it is kind of blocked by the fence a little bit from down Wilson Street. And it's stepped back from the front of the house to sort of the rooms in those areas want to have light, but also to pull it off the street and not be right on top of the road itself. And from a material standpoint, we are matching what's on the existing house with a CertainTeed product that is a pretty close match. And in working with it in other projects, it is a nice looking product. It's not some of the cheaper vinyl looks flimsy. This actually has a nice feel to it, and then they do have vinyl trim products that would mimic what wood would be, and that's what we would use around the existing new windows and the garage doors themselves, and have a 3.5-inch casing that wraps around it versus just J channel and things like that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Okay, questions, Michael?
Well, I think it's pretty clear cut. This is the first time we've ever been asked to deal with one half of a house, though. Of course, that's not our problem. We're more interested in what it's going to look like. I'm surprised that they come to us first, but I suppose, well, they're going to have to go to Board of Appeals, I'm sure, because of the setbacks, but the materials look fine to me. The only question I have is you said that the casings are going to be 3.5 inches wide?
Yes.
That's the only question I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mary Jo?
I don't have any questions at this time.
Mary McBride?
Mary, are you still there?
I don't have any questions either.
Okay.
Hondo? Say, it's a 2-room. Garage and he's waiting on the side.
To the one side.
Yeah, to the left side.
The question of whether it's condo or not is,
No, she said she's done. You said that it's the garage door is gonna be the carriage house style.
okay, and it's an aluminum door with PVC casings and things that
Yeah.
create the carriage style piece of it. And then, usually with those, I do put the handles where the handles would be, but not the hinge strap because the door is in the wrong spot.
I'll give John a couple of minutes. Anyways, so.
So I own the property at 38 to 40 Talbot Ave, which is just down the way. I just want to disclose that. I don't
Yeah.
think it's any conflict or anything like that. So is this a single family home?
No, it's a duplex.
Is it duplex? Is it owned by one person?
No, the opposite next door is Tom.
No. And so you guys, the condex, so each owns the individual one?
Yes,
So in the condo docs, there's no issue on being able to do this. Just want to make sure you're in compliance with whatever the condo.
well,
docs say.
we both own the,
Yes, that gentleman,
I'm sorry?
you're the owner of the other unit?
Correct.
Are you okay with this?
As long as my questions get answered to my liking, yeah.
I'd like to hear from him, the other unit owner, because when you do have, this is a unique situation where it's all, you can do these things and, you know, the biggest thing is the appearance, like, Mr. Ray said, using the proper casings and things like that. But because of the context, I'd like to hear from the other unit. I don't have any objections. I think it's wonderful to do improvements, but I want to make sure
Yeah.
that everybody's on.
This, what are your questions? What we deal with strictly is the look and the materials that are going into the building.
What about the actual construction? That's my biggest concern. I have faith that will replicate what is there and will blend in beautifully. I am not worried about that. I am worried about the actual construction and where it's gonna be constructed.
Chair, if I may.
Yes.
So at the same time that they're going through the public hearing for the historic district appropriateness, they're also going through a separate public hearing through the zoning board as far as the deviations from the zoning code. So a lot of the where it's going is going to be their purview.
The zoning board.
Yes, but obviously make sure that you're comfortable leaving here and deferring any of your remaining questions to them and not just missing an opportunity while you're here. Because if you go to them and they say, you should have asked HTC.
Yeah.
Then we'd have a blind spot. Be
Okay.
comfortable tonight, but there is still the zoning board for the location and the other variances you're asking for.
My comfort level is varying because I've never done one of these before, so I'm not sure what to cover here, what's covering the zoning board. And if I'm,
We're strictly what the exterior materials they're going to use, how well it matches the existing building,
I'm not worried about it.
the right number of panes in the windows and that sort of thing. That's what we deal with. Anything interior,
No,
that's somebody else.
no, I'm talking about my property.
Okay, then you're talking about setbacks and that sort of thing.
And I looked at the diagrams before I came here and the diagrams are not drawn accurately.
Okay. All right, so again, that's zoning, that's not us.
All right, so this is just how pretty it looks.
Well, no. This is to confirm to the historic district standards,
Yes.
which is requirements as to the look of the building. As far as pretty, of course, it's gonna be pretty, but it's gotta conform,
Right.
you know, to our standards. But as far as, you know, the zoning relief, setbacks, if it's too close to the sideline, the bulk of the property, other things like that.
When's the zoning board meeting?
Yes.
Third Wednesday of this month.
The third Wednesday of this month, same time, same location.
Are they on that
They
agenda?
started 6, give me 1 second.
But are you on that agenda for the zoning?
For the 19th.
Yes.
To me,
The thing, you know, so you guys own the property and each have individual units. What are the common areas of the condo association? Is it the roof? Is it the walls? Is it the yard?
front entrance.
the front porch and the front sidewalk are common.
What about the yard area?
The backyard is exclusive use and the plot plan shows that exclusive use.
Is that plot plan? I'm sorry. Forget me.
I do have one in here. Just bear with me 1 sec. There's
No, that's something. We have an attorney.
Okay, so you have a garage on this side?
I do.
You do? If you guys are looking to propose it. I'm fine with it as far as like we've shown us and presented to you in the application. So Mr. Ray says, want to make sure that the trim informing Wilson Street is very important in the historic district, Talbot Avenue. All the historic area related to the workers in the mills. So it's very important. Just so it looks conforming to the district, the construction standards and that, you know, that's gonna be, the town's gonna monitor that. But, you know, if you have any objections.
I'm not sure if you're looking at Natasha or me when you say objections.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm over here, so it's more obvious.
25, if you have any objections to this construction? If it goes well, assuming they do everything right, that, you know, they have a contractor that goes in and neatly constructs this small addition and garage.
I do have a comment about the roof over the deck. They have a temporary roof over it now. And I don't know if I'm gonna like staring at a permanent structure out of my backyard. The backyard is small. So their deck takes up a lot of the skyline, and now with the 2-car garage and a permanent roof on that, that takes up more of the skyline.
Skyline,
Well, the view from the yard.
looking down the street, so you're looking.
In my backyard, like if, you know, you're in the backyard raking, having a barbecue or whatever.
Yeah.
Right now, if I look towards their property, a lot of the view is taken up by the deck and the temporary roof and fabric walls that it has. So how tall is this structure gonna be? How much more of the sight line is it gonna take out?
When they look in their backyard, do they see your garage?
Yes, it protrudes about a foot beyond the edge of the house, but it's also been there as long as the house has.
I don't have any other questions.
I want to say something, you know.
Go through the chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know he's concerned about his view, but his yard is bigger than my yard in the back. So he has more view than me. You know, and I know he wants everything. But, you know, I would like to get some share in some kind of comfort. You know what I mean? Because part of his backyard is in behind my house. You know, and I know whoever created the split, you know, gave him that. You know, all I'm asking is if I can get something.
So the view from the backyard, what are you looking at? Patrick McNulty's backyard? Like, what view are you looking at? You're not looking at like the lake or hills on the other side. Right? What view are you concerned? Sure. Wondering what the view, it's on the other side of Wilson Street, you're looking over.
This is in the backyard. So this is taken from my yard. Look, then that's the temporary roof and the fabric walls.
Yeah.
That's the view.
So there's a fence in between the two units?
Correct.
So they're gonna construct something in that area?
Correct. And I'm just curious how much higher and how much bigger that new construction will be.
Can you answer that? Can you answer the height?
The height of it is 15, the ridge of the new garage is
On the screen for you.
15, 1 3/4 is what the new ridge is. It's actually a little bit lower than the shared piece that pops out in the center there, yeah.
And it stops with the deck. The deck will be the deepest part.
It stops at the deck, yes.
And again, that's a question that you would ask with planning.
Okay.
What's that?
Zoning, and
Zoning.
I'm just going to pass the resident a note really quick, so you have the zoning board meeting
Thanks so
information.
much.
It starts at 6 p.m. It's agenda item 3.
And something, if after this meeting, if you want to sit down and sort of go through these and ask any questions that you would want to ask during those meetings too, we can maybe answer some of those prior to the two.
Okay, let's entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Close public hearing.
Second.
Michael.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Michael,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Mary McBride,
Aye.
and chair is aye. I'll entertain a motion to, I'll entertain a motion. Michael, would you make the motion, please?
I move we accept the application as presented.
Does that mean approve?
Yes.
Yes.
approved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Michael,
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
We got both. JJ,
Aye.
chair is aye. You're all set.
Yeah, you did. We heard you. No, that was Mary Jo. Oh. Did you? Okay, go ahead and vote. Aye.
Okay. I thought it- I thought it was-
Okay, we thought you were married at the same time.
You need those.
Right. I said low.
Yes.
Real city engineer.
I'm gonna head out.
Good enough.
Okay, there's no miscellaneous correspondence to deal with. There's no, we have minutes.
I sent them to you guys.
Okay.
If you read it and you're ready to vote, go ahead. If not, then it gets tabled. Didn't send it to the whole thing. I said, I'll email you some paperwork. I sent minutes to you, Mayor. Yeah.
The
whole group didn't get the minutes. All right, we can table it.
And we'll table the minutes till next meeting.
Thank you.
JJ, you had something?
Just a point of information I received, when I was leaving City Hall is the, open meeting law and the meeting by Zoom, remote meetings, that expires at the end of the month.
Mhm.
So we're not certain if they're gonna renew it or not. I just want to draw it to your attention.
Yeah. We haven't heard anything. Oh, they're talking about it, but.
Sure, they probably will. I just want to draw it to your attention. They're in town, so I have nothing.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded. Michael,
Aye.
Mary Jones,
Aye.
Mary McBride? John?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good
I
night,
just
all.
hope they're smart enough to put some